all natural soap today, and this is going to be using some of the scraps from previous natural soaps that I have done in the last month or so. And this one I have done twice before, and I have done it as more of a galaxy one, kind of a galaxy design. The first time I did it, I had little bits of the soaps, and then I had used some of the freshly cut scraps and used kind of like a soap dough, and I made stars and things like that. And then the last one I did, there was Nature's Cosmos, and I don't remember what the other one was called, but both of them were kind of a space natural theme. And this one I'm using the same fragrance, but I'm going to be doing a different design since I just have the scraps. I'm going to be doing, this is a Terrazzo soap that I had done, I think it was last year, and using scraps, and I'm going to do this but kind of the opposite. So I'm going to have the square, and then I'm going to do this part as dark and this part as the lighter color. So for the first part that I will do today, this will take me a couple of days to do, I'm going to fragrance this portion and use these two colors, and I'm going to pour it into my two tall and skinny molds. Once that is set up, then I will pop it out and put it into my regular loaf molds. So these are smaller than my regular loaf molds, and then I will pour the outside part using this with no other colors. With the fragrance, that's kind of murky looking. This has black Brazilian clay in it. It's going to be more of a gray color, so I'm not going to use activated charcoal. I want to have a clay. I do like to use some type of clay with my essential oils to help anchor that scent. And this blend I actually came up with by accident several years ago when I just had a little bit of different essential oils left. I'm like, oh, let's blend them, see how it goes, and it smells really, really good. So it's a blend of lavender, spearmint, Litsea. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Litsea, and that's a citrus, lime, and orange Valencia. So that will fragrance this portion of the batch, and then I will shred this up on the other parts, and that will not have any fragrance. And then the goat's milk I'm using is from our goats, and that will make it a little bit of a creamier, warmer tone, more like this, well, one of these two colors. So I think I have everything set up. I'm waiting for my oils to cool. I just heated those up to get everything melted together. So I'm gonna do a little bit of the Ciaglia method. So see how this one's chunky? I don't think I have a soap. I don't. I'm looking at my shelf over here. Ciaglia method is when you add a smaller amount of the scraps and then you blend it in to get smaller little chunks. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add that to the oils first, and then I'll add the portion of the lye to it so I can blend those little bits up, and then I will pour that into here. So I will come back when everything is the right temperature and it's time to make the soap. Took these out of the oven. I'm gonna go ahead and let them sit for another hour or so. I like to make sure that they have saponified for 24 hours at least before I go in and mold them. And if you noticed in the previous video, I screwed up, but I think it got to work. Also, you can see I didn't record it, but I went ahead and flattened the tops of these two because I think it made it look a little bit better. And also, if I need to, I can go ahead and shave off the top. So let me talk about what I did wrong really fast. So the very first portion of the soap, I had 3/4 of the batch and I used 2/3 of the scraps. And that was fine. It was nice and fluid enough for the Ciaglia method. What I should have done, instead of pouring that entire part into those two loaves, the tall and skinny loaves, which I knew I would have an end pieces to cut off because those loaves each make 12 bars each. And they are smaller than my typical soaps. Anyway, what I should have done is poured off some into each of these first, because that would have given me less overall. Because when I did the last quarter batch, not only did I have that last 1/3 of the scraps, which were the red ones, I also had, or pink, I had a lot of scraps from that first section of the soap, if I can explain it right. So I tried to do kind of the angled look with all of these, and I had too much of the extra soap scraps in that last portion of the soap that I was pouring, and it just made it way too thick. That would have been fine if I was just mashing it to mold, or kind of what I did here, but not so much as this. I needed something a lot more fluid. However, I think I got it to work okay. The color is not exactly what I wanted, but we'll see how it works. We'll see what it looks like, and also it will kind of fade as these soaps cure. The plant-based colors, even clays and stuff, do have the tendency to fade. So I can feel, I pulled these out of the mold, I can feel kind of pockets on each side where the soap obviously didn't go in there, but that's okay. I'll just shave off the sides of those soaps. But if you look, I don't know if you can see it, I'm not gonna pull these out yet, but that looks really smooth and actually kind of looks like sand. I hope you can see that. So the side looks really good. So I think I did a good job putting that in there. And let me go ahead and show that one. Some little scraps fell in, but this is where I have the two different colors. So I think it'll be okay, because when I was pouring it yesterday, I was thinking this is going to be horrid, the two colors, but you know what? I think it's going to look kind of like light grayish tan terrazzo tile, which was kind of what I was going for. So I think it will be okay. I do have a couple little pockets there, air pockets, which what I will do with those is when I bevel the edges, get my words out, when I bevel the edges, I'll have some little soap scraps, and then I'll go ahead and smush those on there. So I'm going to go ahead and let these sit for at least another hour or so, just to make sure that they're saponified, and then I will come back. And these, I think I'll have to do a little bit extra work. Actually, I can probably pop one of these out. I do have gloves on. Yeah. Okay. With these, I wanted that, you can't even see it. So that one piece is kind of hidden in there, but to mash it down, I did have to, well, it bulged the sides out, so I'll go ahead and shave that off a little bit. But you know what? And that actually doesn't look bad. That, I mean, if this were kind of like a warmer tone, it would look like that. So that doesn't look as bad as what I thought it was going to do. And it smells, I'll have to figure out a name, because this essential oil blend smells so good. Anyway, let these sit, come back, and we'll see what they look like on the inside.